Chemical injury isolates me, and I'm limited in all areas of life that people take for granted. There's food. Food has to be organic, and I grow most of what I eat.
Why do you go to all the trouble of growing your own food?
I got no choice, because everything you buy in the shops has been poisoned with one thing or another. Most commercial farms use Roundup and other chemicals to keep pests and weeds at bay, and if I eat that stuff, I get so ill that I just go downhill really quickly. I can't eat it. I've got no choice. I've got to do this. Non-toxic housing and cleaning is essential. My house, my property, everything has to be chemically free. Because any chemicals make me sick, and the neighbours have to stop using chemicals as well, because the drift comes across, and because I don't need much of it, I just need the smallest exposure and I go down, life-threatening to me. It's absolutely crucial that I get cooperation. I almost died a number of times, and it is torture what I go through, absolute torture, and other people that have got this condition for so long and so severely can vouch for the same thing. Transport, public transport is out. My own car has to be modified inside.
But I can't really travel in conventional cars, conventional means, buses, airplanes, anything. Because of all the chemicals in vehicles, I can't go anywhere. My car, when I buy a car, it's not very often, I have to look at all the plastic in it. That is the door panels, the ceiling, the car seats, and it has to be in a way like these panels, they're flat. So I took the old panels out and replaced them with plywood, which has got a non-toxic lacquer on it. And I have replaced all the upholstery with fabric, so that I can actually drive this car. It is a big problem, for me to actually go and find a vehicle that I can drive.
Why the mask? Being a long-term, severely chemically injured person leaves me no option but to wear this mask everywhere I go, or suffer the severe consequences of getting very ill, violently ill, from chemicals, herbicides and pesticides that are being used everywhere by councils, private people and farmers, and poisons out gas for many years after application, making many people sick. But most people will never link these symptoms to chemicals, nor will any doctors.
The roadsides are always sprayed. Even now they look green, but the poison from last year is still there, outgassing, coming up. I'm forced to wear this gear, otherwise I get sick again. It's such a wicked curse, and it really confines me to my property.
Pharmaceutical drugs are out of the question, hospitals, everything is difficult. Shopping, even false teeth are a problem, and I lost most of my teeth due to this illness.
The house is specially built so I can live there. It's special paints, it's special everything, so I can actually live in it. I couldn't just go and stay in a hotel or rent someplace or something. It would not be possible.
How did this happen? It can happen to anyone, by the way, anyone at all. By the age of 18, my body had been poisoned with antibiotics, vaccines, cortisone injections, lots of fluoride tablets by my dentist, a mouthful of amalgam, the wrong diet, a severe bout of glandular fever that I survived at 16, and incredible stress and violence that I grew up with. I had repeated exposure to acetone, and it had exhausted adrenal glands and stomach ulcers and PTSD at 18. Then I went to Israel and I worked on a kibbutz and a moshav for many months, and covered in DDT dust and dioxin, poisoned, no protection, no information. Nobody questioned it. I didn't know anything. That led to the deterioration of my health. From there on, it went downhill. And I lived a life in pain, cancer, poverty, and forever looking for answers, looking for diets, looking for solutions that I could not find until a few years ago. Really, I was finding out about more things, and I found out some things that helped me cope and like get me a little bit better.
Like if I visit anybody, I have to keep my mask on, and then all the cleaning materials people use. People like me end up in a bubble. But look, who wants to know about this sort of problem? You know, people don't understand it. They cannot comprehend it. It's too bad they can't. They do not want to know that it exists. It's too frightening. They want to remain in their plastic dream. And to them, I'm a threat. And people see me as a direct threat. Even though I'm not a threat, people are afraid of me. You know, I've been told, oh, take that mask off because people are afraid of you. I say to these people, don't be afraid of me. I am not the one hurting you. Be afraid of all the poisons that are out there, and be very afraid.
Ridicule, discrimination and slander was something that my children and I had to live with and learn to live with due to my mask. If people could only realize what they are laughing at, they wouldn't laugh anymore, they would get the horrors. They have no idea, no comprehension, the suffering that is behind this mask.
Notice what a roadside grass and everything around here. Does the council, like, have you actually seen the council spraying the roadsides in this area?
Yes, they usually do.
And also, do you know what they spray with? What kind of chemicals?
They say, I was told that they use a variety of chemicals, not just one. So I don't know, they wouldn't tell me specifically what they use, but obviously mostly Roundup products, Monsanto products. And they spray it generously. They even poison grass that is brown during the dry season, just for something to do, because they've got so much poison they've got to use up. Yeah, and it's affecting everybody, not just me. It's just that I'm very severely affected because of my long history of poisonings. And all of that happened without my knowledge, without my consent. It's not that I've made myself sick due to drinking or taking drugs or anything like that. No, this has all been done to me without my consent, without my knowledge. And then there's no answers, no help. My doctor, nobody has any answers for it. I'm left to my own devices.
There are many people all over the world with chemical injury. They are gagged, often die young, commit suicide due to the endless, often unbearable suffering that can be compared to prolonged torture. And there is no hope for betterment or an end in sight. You fall through every crack in the system. There is no help, no advice, no allowance, no compensation.
Safe, but it's just a statement because they don't back it with any
That's right.
health studies or research.
Yep, and they are terrified that I could set a precedence case, which I really hope will happen with this. And I want to bring this out to the world. I want to bring this out to the public, urge people on to think about this, look at the intellect, look at the sites that are going to be on this, and inform yourself, and then stop it. Talk to your neighbours, talk to everyone, and stop using these things. This can happen to you. It is likely to happen to your children, very much guaranteed.
And also, would you recommend people read the material safety data sheets from the actual chemicals being used by the council? And is the council obliged to tell people exactly which chemicals are being used? Do you believe?
No, they're not obliged to do any of that. They just do it. They do not even consult the population. And, you know, I'm a knowledgeable person about this. Of course I am, because I've got this problem. and I've had it for a long time. So they actually tried to gag me for years. And every time I go out there and hand out flyers or something, you know, people don't like it. You see these footpaths here? There's a bit of grass growing here, and they will come along and spray these footpaths so that to keep any blade of grass and stuff that comes up away. Now, the kids here, a lot of kids here walk barefoot. There's a poor area here and it's the tropics. So there's lots of people that absorb these toxins through their skin, the cells of their feet and their body. What do you think of the spraying of Roundup everywhere?
Use of deadly chemicals in public places? I think it's wrong in many ways. Most people, as I say, walk barefoot. The chemical's going to go straight from somewhere that's in your feet. That's the last place of circulation in your body. It's going to absorb what's in there and then get sent straight through to your heart. It happens all the time. You see it on the news. You see people out in fields getting sick of the pesticides. Look on the back of any weed killer that's out there. It's a deadly poison.
That's right.
Okay.
These chemicals, do they ever give you any warning to the public? Do they put signs up that this may be hazardous?
No, nothing at all. It's just an average use, and it's used all over. And you see a lot of animals themselves. You see them spraying outside. My dog itself's come upstairs and he's had eye infections, smell infections. First thing they do is smell the ground, chemicals straight to their nose.
Yeah.
So like little blades of grass.
Now I can tell you what it does to me. Just a very small exposure to this will actually burn through me and cramp my stomach up majorly. I vomit like you would not believe. I get headaches, my nervous system is just a mess, and I can't digest anything. And I get so much more severe reactions than other people do. But it's a matter of time before lots more people get this problem. You know, these poisons, they weaken your immune system, and it's a build-up of these toxins in your system that by the time you get sick, it's too late. You've got it. And then there is no doctor, nobody that will give you an answer, nobody's got a remedy for you, nothing. There's no financial help, nothing. You are completely on your own with this.
Please educate yourselves. Get rid of your TV and get the truth from the internet. There are many good alternative media sites that give you the truth. Please take my message very serious.
I've just noticed here,
Yep.
you've got a bit of grass here,
Yeah, and
which is dead.
that's right.
Do you reckon that's been sprayed?
That's been poisoned, and that bit there would have been poisoned.
Just over there,
Yep.
you've got this grass, but you've got, just over here, you've got a bit of fresh grass.
Yeah, they'll probably
So-
come along this week and spray that too.
So that grass will be dead soon.
Yeah, they come along regularly and spray it. And they don't just do this here, they do this everywhere, all right? This is council legislation. This applies to all the councils right through Queensland and maybe beyond.
Chemical injury is called many different names by the medical industrial complex.
At the back of all of it, it says it's a deadly poison, and how it's able to use in an open public area without warning or permit is beyond me, you know.
So as you as a citizen of this community, would you prefer, if the council has to spray, if they put warnings out beforehand, put signs up?
Have designated days, or if not, they say signs, let people know what's going on. Whereas, as I said, to walk barefoot on this, I believe is what makes you sick to begin with in the starting.
So absorb through the skin.
Oh,
And
easily.
Also, just your dog, like,
Yeah,
your dog
he'll
will go and
smell along
sniff.
the ground, eat a piece of grass, and then he'll come and lick my face. You know, I'm one of those people. And next thing you know, it's transferred straight away across to the dog or through anything. Barefoot on the ground, then I'll go walk upstairs, and in my own house, my mum could walk it. Bacteria and poisons are transferred through anything, and because most poisons, I'm not sure the chemical term, but most of them are straight through your skin. Turpentine, everything, washed straight off, you know, absorbed straight into your bloodstream. Lots of it, and in the end, I guess it's all deadly poison. Deadly poison. It touches your eyes, seek medical advice immediately. Don't drink it, whatever you do, but also the biggest thing is children. As we're growing up, they don't have such strong immunity systems, and you look all over the news, children die of being poisoned every day.
And what about, you're obviously in the tropics, you get a lot of rain, is that right?
Yeah, we get enough rain.
Let's say they spray the sidewalk and it washes into the drains. Would that...
Well, all of our water system up here goes into one universal system, and even that being more of a quieter town than most, it isn't as up to date as other standards. You know, I've gotten sick myself a lot of times from drinking water out of certain areas that haven't been filtered through properly. Most of it probably is from a chemical come in. I was chemically induced sickness. Nobody knew what it was. I'm not on any of those things. Obviously, it was tested for me. Couldn't figure out what it was. The water tasted so bad to me when I first came back up, and I was fine. Came back to Ravenshoe after a lot of rain, obviously, and had some water, and boom, in hospital. Man, I'm spewing my guts up all day, every day.
The symptoms vary widely, and so do the triggers.
Dylan, do you think that this is a right thing to do for the council to just come along and apply this poison everywhere to everyone, expose everybody without consent, without their knowledge? You know,
No, not at all. Where's our right to speech, our right to say what we want to happen here in our own community?
yeah, and I think it is a violation of our birthrights, because we have a right to fresh air and fresh water. And fresh, so clean soil. Now with this here, we do not get an
that's
option.
stripped from us from the beginning through plantations and farming, use of chemicals to keep the bugs off. That is deadly poison to humans, but we can still coat it in it, you know, and hope that it all gets washed.
Yep.
Anything that can take life so quick and so viciously in the end, it can't be good for anyone that's around you.
You do not want to get sick like this, never.
That the birds have dropped back one awful lot. There used to be a lot more birds around. Wildlife and all the wildlife is disappearing at a rapid rate.
Well, the wildlife that will actually eat the grass, that grass has been sprayed with poisons.
That's
it'll
right.
eat the grass, and being such a small animal, it'll kill it. It'll knock it on its ass straight away.
And cancer, the increase in cancer is phenomenal, and that is one of the things you get from these poisons.
Complacency and acceptance of legislated poisoning of water, food and the air and our bodies and minds have become the norm in this brave new world run by the biggest thugs on this earth.
Now, in a world run by man-made chemicals. You go back 200-300 years even, we had nothing of the sort that we even thought of. Soap perhaps, yes, but as I said, all the chemicals that are into things, you wouldn't walk past and spray a deadly poison on the chemical weeds where children would walk past every day. And children are the most barefoot of all, you know.
That's right.
You just leave them off and run along. All of a sudden your child's getting sick and you don't know why.
And again, because the council, you said, doesn't put exclusion zones, that
of course, yeah.
chemical hasn't got time to, if it even does, evaporate or whatever, so it could be, they could literally spray it and then 5 minutes later or even 3 minutes later, you know, a child could...
I can confirm, well there you go, we both can confirm that.
Still be actually wet.
You can walk past while they're spraying, they don't
I've
stop,
seen
they
it.
don't do anything.
I've seen it in Atherton, where there was a guy with a spray pack. He had no protection. He obviously believed the lies that he was told, and he and there was a small child walking straight past where he was spraying with the mother. Nobody even clinched, nobody questioned anything. You see, the population has been so brainwashed, and all this stuff is being done gradually. If they had sprayed like this 30 years ago, there would have been, I think there would have been many more people questioning, but because it's been gradually increased. 5 years ago we still had one spray truck in Ravenshoe. One spray truck. Now we've got 4, and they are out all the time, spraying everywhere.
When it's windy, do they not spray, or they still spray? So that wind could be drifting and all.
We live in an area that is mostly windy most of the year, and I've seen them spray in any weather conditions, anything, heavy wind.
The council workers, do they always wear protective equipment?
No, they don't.
So even they might being misled?
Yes,
they're
they
at
are.
risk themselves.
They are. I have actually woken some of them up. A lot of them have ridiculed me, they just call me crazy, but some people have actually quit their job because they actually went and informed themselves and could not participate anymore. I congratulate those people.
The symptoms vary widely, as do the triggers. You do not want to get sick like this. No, never. Fight the global chemical assault by non-participation, by boycott.
Does the council send brochures to each household notifying of
No,
when something's going to happen?
No.
The biggest
Nothing.
problem is a lot to do with allergic reactions also. Is someone may have an allergic reaction to this certain chemical that's in it, but they won't know it's there and it's being sprayed.
that's
A
right.
lot of people are allergic to these
That's
sorts of
right.
things.
And how the chemicals are, how is someone to know which chemicals specifically affected them if they don't know what's being sprayed in the first place? It's kind of hard to, is it?
Yeah.
Would you say most people, if you went, just anecdotally, if you went and talked to general people in the community, would they know what the specific, are they knowledgeable about the chemicals being
I don't
sprayed, or
think-
they just walk
No.
around?
I don't
They
think
just
you
walk
could
around.
ask anyone in the street who'd know what's being used in today's world.
Yeah.
What about costing? Obviously, the council has to buy all these chemicals, so
That's
have
right.
they ever provided a costing, a per annum costing of how much they spend on these chemicals and which companies are they buying from?
Nope.
Have they ever told anyone that?
No, they do not do
they
that.
will not let anyone
No.
know about that. Kids gonna do is walk in, grab a handful of sand. Kids eat sand.
Yes.
Kids are kids.
And that gets done every summer, because they say it's too expensive to do this manually, but the expense on the children's health and the public is not considered. It's not considered. It's all about money. You can see that this bit has definitely been poisoned. And now we've had a very long dry, and this is the first grass growth we've had this summer. It is very short. Now it's been dry for 2 weeks again. Once it starts raining more and they start mowing this, they will spray all of the edges everywhere, and children will be playing in the poisoned dirt.
Yeah, just point. What's over there to our left?
That is a playground. It gets used by a lot of children in this town because there isn't much here. So even adults hang out here. This is a major hangout place. Now this gets poisoned. As you can see, this has not been mowed yet this season, but as soon as they maintain this with a bit more growth on it, they will come with the mowers and the spray gun, and they will spray all of the edges, and kids will be playing there.
While they're spraying.
Yeah, while they're even spraying. It's definitely been sprayed.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Now this is what they're going to plant trees in, okay? So it's going to be one of those tree islands, and that'll be always sprayed for weeds again and again. And it's 8 meters from a playground. You see, so these kids are going to be exposed all summer to this poison, and yeah, it's unreal.
You two are standing in a playground, and we've seen that they've already sprayed. Like, how close would you say that is? Just
10
over
meters.
That mound over there.
8 to 10 meters.
8 to 10 meters, and if the wind was blowing this way and they just sprayed and there was kids in
Oh yeah, they would have
Put
copped it.
warnings up.
Oh no, nothing. They don't come in to talk to the people or tell them what's happening either. And that happens everywhere. You can be walking down the footpath and they go spraying this with spray packs. You get no warning.
We just pulled up a Monsanto material safety data sheet. I think it was from Monsanto Quick Pro, and they specified on their promotions sheet for that, not the data sheet, the promotion sheet they send to all councils and everywhere, that it's safe for children's playgrounds. Well, they didn't actually say it's safe for children's playgrounds, they said recommended for children's
Can a kid
playgrounds, and I'll put a direct link on screen to that document. That's an official Monsanto document.
That's it. I'm a
It's
taxpaying
wrong.
citizen. I should have a right to choose where my tax is spent.
Yes.
The way I see it is in children's hospitals, in actual hospitals, in making us a better community, not into this guy's pocket or into chemicals being put into our water or anything of the sort. We have no choice whatsoever where our money goes. We don't even see it anymore.
No.
It's ridiculous.
So you think, you reckon the the maintenance of this community could be done without chemicals, or at least with less dangerous
Every
chemicals?
community could be done without harmful chemicals.
That's right. Now this is the Ravenshoe Council yard, where the spray trucks and all the utes and everything are stored. From here they get sent out all through the district with all their poison missions and everything. Now there you can see some poisoning that happened last season, and obviously the poison was that strong that even with this new rain, nothing has come back. It's dead. It's dead. This has been done last season. This is not new poisoning, this is old. This is dead, and they do this all around. I've got friends that live there in that house there, and when they get sick from the poisons that are stored here. They come up with rashes all the time. The children are often sick, and they have no say in any of this. Now this all gets poisoned. That is their yard. This all gets poisoned along here. As I say, they haven't started yet this season because it's the first grass, but within the month they will be out spraying everything. They do all the edges, the drains, everything. Do you think this is a secure way to confine toxic chemicals? You know, I mean, that just shows you the whole thing is just a whole fraud. You know, I could get in there. I could go in there easily, just under the fence.
A dog could get through there.
Yeah, that's right. I could slip under here, no worries. You know, not that I'm going to. I do not enter toxic sites.
School children have...
Anybody could get in here, and you know, and the poisons are stored on this site. Look at this great big hole here, man. What is this? Is that a secure way to store hazardous material? Look at this. I can go under here. I can squeeze through here. It is pathetic. It's ridiculous. With all of this issue, there is nobody ever accountable for any damages. You know, if you stab somebody or punch someone in the face, you get charged, and rightfully so. But if you get injured by chemicals, even though you've informed the people in authority about it, you know, if you get poisoned by them and damaged by them, made sick, nobody is accountable. You get laughed at. What is this? This is typical for a lot of private residences. It's not just the council that uses it, it's all the farms, all the people that produce food, and private residences like this. You see, that is common, that people spray their borderlines, their yards and stuff with chemicals to knock the weeds back. Now this is obviously last year's application too, and you can see nothing has grown there. They've killed the soil. This is not fresh.
Doesn't just poison the plant.
No, and it kills the trees. I have lost trees on my property years ago, many trees actually, due to my neighbour's poison spray drift. It's cost me so much. It was absolute. I was like living in Guantanamo, man. No exaggeration on that. I was sick as a dog, and the guy just laughed at me and did it even more so. Not just making me terribly sick, almost killing me, but also killing my plants on my property. And there was no one accountable? What? This is urban terrorism, you know, on a grand scale. And you're not even supposed to mention it? Now, come on, that's not a conspiracy theory, this is conspiracy fact. The real thugs and crimes are committed without anybody questioning it. When you do question it, you get gagged. We are at the mill stream. That is the mill stream down there. That's maybe 30 meters from where I'm standing, 20 meters. And this is all been sprayed, obviously. I don't know what this is. It's some council facility, possibly for water. There we go. There is the mill stream down there. Now all of this here, the drainage will go and end up in the river. Here we got more poisoning right in a watercourse. Now here we go, there we go, we've got it right in the watercourse here. Now that is a runoff that goes directly into the mill stream. Now on their specifications, Monsanto's own specifications, it says not to spray in watercourses. Look what they do. They do it everywhere.
So where does that water go?
It will go straight into the mill stream. It's just right down there.
Clearly been poisoned.
Oh yeah.
That's been poisoned. That's all dead, and then you got green grass right behind it.
Yeah, that's right.
There's a very distinct line.
That's right. You can actually hear the creek, the river. It's not up at the moment because the floods have come and gone. It's been very dry. But this all floods, actually. This all goes underwater.
So in other words, they spray right on the riverbank.
Yeah, that's right.
And obviously that would run.
They do.
Run straight into the water.
They do. And up, yeah, they do it under bridges and around bridges, around all the culverts, you know, and causeways, and they don't care. And they do this everywhere. Now, what about wildlife too? You know.
Yes.
I mean, and downstream from here, a lot of people depend on this river for drinking water. I used to too, and I could not get well. I could never get well. And the fish in the river, they had diseases. They had sores on them. They were dying. Now, who's accountable for this, huh? Where's the accountability? This is sabotage. This is vandalism. This is a drain, one of many in Ravenshoe, and the drains regularly get poisoned like this.
So
very
the drains,
common.
obviously, the water goes through the drain.
That's right, and it will end up in the mill stream. Here we go. There you got it on the council yard itself. There, the drain here has been heavily poisoned. You can see that repeatedly. All of this ends up in the mill stream. Yeah, well, that's been poisoned, that drain. You can see that's been recently poisoned and long-term poisoned. And it ends up in the mill stream. Just where the trees are, that's where the mill stream is, and all that goes into the river. And then it goes down to the coast where it hits the reef. And this is just one small drain out of many thousands. The accumulation of this in the water that goes down to the coast and down to the reef, it is not surprising that the reef is dying. But they're blaming the farmers for it. Of course, this will never have anything to do with any of that, does it now? No, because then they'd have to stop it if that was admitted.
Fight the global chemical assault by boycott and by non-participation. Pull up your contemporaries as they facilitate this insanity for convenience or a paycheck. It isn't worth 1 cent of it. It facilitates heinous crimes against all life. To live with chemical injury is insane and inhumane. It must be stopped. It will happen to so many people globally. I'm a canary. Listen, take this serious and act upon it, please.